up? We're going to keep cruising, and we have a very special guest. We are talking with Travis, who won the MLOps.community Hackathon we had 2 weeks ago now in San Francisco. And so it was all about your LLM stack, and your team won. Can you break that down for us? What was that whole process?
Yeah, absolutely. Just make sure you can hear me, see slides, everything.
Yep, I can hear you. I can't see the slides yet, but
really?
Tell us about the hackathon, and then I'll throw the slides on.
Okay. So there were 2 tracks. This was super fun in person, just one day, 12-hour hackathon. Honestly, a format I prefer over doing like an overnight 24-hour thing. And
yeah,
the huge shout out to everyone that helped run it. Rahul P especially. I was just at MLOps last night with him. Great guy, and it provided some groundwork for all the teams. So what we did is we kind of had a multi-prong effort. Are there any slides yet?
You're ready. You're ready to jump into it. No, I'll go. All right, here we go. Slides coming. Slides coming.
Okay.
Oh, I see myself now. Yeah. Then we're getting the infinite lost in it. All right, awesome. And dude, I will mention to everyone too, because you may not mention it, but you're re-implementing LangChainGo, right?
I am. Yeah, we've been a little quiet about it just yet, but we're gonna be promoting it a lot and excited about getting more maintainers. We're almost even just leaving. It's not a full-time thing, just a side thing for me, just open source contribution. And I don't really want to be reviewing hundreds of PRs a day. I don't know if we would get that successful, but yeah, it's going really well. It's already fun to see. As soon as they dropped, Harrison and crew dropped TypeScript support, I was like, maybe there's a multi-language option here. So I've been in touch with him and excited about how that project's going to evolve.
Super cool. All right, man. I'll get off the stage. I'll let you give the 10-minute lightning talk, and then I'll be back in 10.
Sounds great. Thanks, Demetrius. Okay, so this is the presentation. So I'm going to start out talking about the team involved, because I was just one person. I was kind of helping coordinate things, and I definitely contributed technically, but I really want to highlight the entire team here. So I was in some of the networking guts and had some existing open source Slack work that helped us out here. But Zhang Hong was a huge contributor in the Python layer. Also show you the architecture that we came up with shortly. And then Forrest was very ambitious, and I'm going to say he pulled it off in that he opted to do a from scratch point cloud implementation. And I'm going to hopefully give you a brief demo of that. And then Brenda was super helpful throughout the project, and then developed a really fantastic Medium post writing it up, which I'll link to at the end of these slides. So what do we do? High level, we were provided, again, huge shout out to Rahul. We were provided 10,000 embeddings of Slack conversations from the MLOps community Slack. And we thought, how do we make this useful? So we tackled it from kind of 2 directions. One was developing a Slack bot a retrieval-based Slack bot that tries to answer questions, with Redis vector-based similarity context provided. And we also built this embeddings explorer that has some integration into Slack, which I think I'm only sharing my Chrome screen, so there'll be a slight gap in the demo there, but you'll have to trust me, it works, I promise. So breaking these down a little bit, so we have this Go component, which does use LangChainGo, which I'll hype up a bit later on. And Redis was a sponsor, and it's a really fantastic tool. I use it in almost all my projects. And we used Redis PubSub as like an RPC layer between our Python backend that was making OpenAI calls, and the Go server was there handling all the Slack communication, so watching for new content, and then ultimately responding to questions that it received. The Python layer, a lot of you are going to be familiar with that, and it's not super novel. Retrieval augmented LLM lookup. So basically, given an incoming question, grab the couple nearest neighbors, from vector cosine distance similarity, and then supply those to GPT-4 as context. Here are a couple examples of me pretending to be a robot. I used my personal credentials. We didn't have the, I don't know if it would have been appropriate to get an official Slack bot in for a hackathon, so just use my credentials. So that's me speaking as GPT-4 and showing that we have some of that context provided. Obviously, if we were to take this further, that should be a link over to the relevant Slack conversation. And then here's the topic embeddings explorer. So this is an again, huge shout out to Forrest, an interactive browser visualizer that allows exploring of all that high dimensionality embedding space compressed down into 3 dimensions. This is using a technique called UMAP. And a huge shout out to the folks at Arise, Aparna and Xander in particular. I didn't even know this was a thing until like probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. Hackathon was 2 weeks ago now. And it's really incredible to see. And I'm going to try to pop out. Can you see the point? I don't have the.
Yes, we see.
Okay. Yeah. So this is a visualization of all the Slack threads. I upgraded a newer Mac OS, and my video performance is struggling a little bit, but I promise it should run smoothly for you. And so this shows Slack conversations here, and we have a little ability to jump right to the thread in question. So this jumped over to my Slack window, but I'm only sharing Chrome. So you have to trust that popped over to Slack. So that lets you go from the 3D visualization and Explorer to jumping right to the thread in question, which is a nice way to kind of tie that all together. So the hackathon was about an LLM stack. And so a fun thing that we use, I've developed a hackathon template toolkit that's tilt-based, and we use this to really get off the ground running. It was a 12-hour hackathon. We had to move fast. And here's all the components that were visualized, plus a Postgres database, running in a tilt-based development workflow. This allowed us to all start just writing the things we were best at as soon as possible. So really, really component there. And I want to talk about now where we want to take this. So we won the hackathon. There was a small cash prize. We were handed, again, shout out Rahul, we were handed these 10,000 embeddings. We want to continue generating embeddings over new Slack thread content, and presuming we have permission from owners, moderators of the space, we want to provide that set of embeddings to the community so people don't have to repay OpenAI for all those ADA2 numbers. Other places we wanted to take it, haven't yet, is to get the ingestion pipeline real time all the way to the browser. So new thread showing up as a new point cloud in as little time as we can do it. Should be able to do it with very little overhead beyond the OpenAI call is going to be the slowest part, should be the slowest part. Another thing we're thinking about is showing the evolution of trends in that point cloud over time. So I don't know if it's a slider or an animation, but if we render that 3D point cloud, we can show conversations emerging, themes emerging, technologies emerging that are being talked about in the MLOps community Slack, and really see how things are evolving over time, and maybe even have some sense about where new ideas have legs. I want to do a deeper integration with LangChainGo. This is actually originally using LangChainGo, but we wanted to play to the team's strengths, and so we had the Python layer that was conducting the OpenAI calls. And with that is a brief overview of together for the MLOps LLM stack hack. It's a wordful.
Dude,
some
so
links.
cool.
Brenda has a really fantastic write-up there. And then watch this space, this TMC MLOps community. I'm putting everything there, so it's really easy to run all of this yourself. And would really love additional contributors, and would love to get those embeddings just available for everyone in the community.
Yes, I love that visual, man. That is so cool. And yeah, it's really cool that you've been able to actually take advantage of the data. We have so much data in the community, and I've always dreamt of doing things with it. And so I love the fact that we were able to make that happen. It's really awesome.
Yeah,
and
awesome.
Yeah, we'll probably be doing more, and we'll probably do some virtually. So if there are people that did not get to attend the San Francisco hackathon, we'll probably do it uh, in the virtual space, so that wherever you are, you can do some cool stuff with it. Anyway, man, I will hopefully see you. I mean, you just heard, I'll be in San Francisco in 2 weeks, and we're going to do this LLM avalanche party. And so maybe you can present that there, or you can do something about it. That would be really cool too.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later. We'll be in touch.
Sounds great. Thank you.